Thank you. Councilmember Cody.
Thank you. Getting back to my prior point, your discretionary authority to spend is $25,000, correct?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Today I received a flurry of emails after we gathered at the bridge site asking us to hire a lobbyist. I would like to get the sense of the council to see if we can direct you to go ahead and, I don't know if it would be Mr. Lopez again, but to use your authority to do that, and we can get on that tomorrow. So I would ask, Mr. Attorney, would it be appropriate for me to make a motion to that extent?
Yes, sir.
Okay, then I would make a motion that the village council direct the manager to expend up to $25,000 to retain a lobbyist for the purpose of seeing if we can influence the county commission on the bridge issue.
Are you seconding it? Okay. Well, I'm happy to second for the purposes of discussion. Look, you're getting
Ooh.
Yeah, happening now, council member.
There won't be a movie
Here,
yet.
take this too.
Maybe I'll stay a little.
I sniff a palace coup about to happen.
Yeah, I'm happy to second it for the purposes of discussion. Chair.
Yeah, so we have a second by Mayor Cunningham and a motion. Any discussion?
Yes, I have discussion.
Go ahead.
Okay. Well, I did put forth a resolution, and that's what I think you're referring to, Councilman Cody. Oh, I put it on your desk. Okay, I have a resolution that I wrote and put it on everyone's desk tonight as an urgent matter, asking people to the council to approve of it. And the reason I did not specify an amount of money, and I don't think it should be $25,000. I think it should be at least what we have spent on the Lopez Law Firm for the Pocket Park, which now, according to the manager's report, is $37,500 at this point. So I'd like not to have a low number. I'd like us to be able to authorize a higher number because we might need more than one lobbyist. And this is for stopping the construction of the 87th Avenue Bridge. And there was a meeting today at the bridge in which many residents showed up to protest it, and some residents showed up who wanted it. And from that, I felt that it was important for the council to support. Now, we have filed a lawsuit, and so far we are on an appeal because we did not win that lawsuit, but we're on an appeal. But at this point, now that the construction equipment is there at the canal, it's very important to try to intercede with the county commissioners, the county mayor, and any other relevant official or individual. And for that, I propose that we hire a lobbyist without a cap of $25,000, but to go ahead and hire a lobbyist for the need be, because it really is an urgent matter. The construction equipment is there, and the construction is going to be coming along soon, if not already.
Mayor Cunningham.
Thank you. First of all, I do support the idea. I've always supported the idea of having lobbyists. I actually was surprised when I saw the item, which we're not going to discuss right now because it is not before us at the moment, because I know that you at one point didn't vote for the budget previously because you said we didn't need lobbyists, and lobbyists were a part of our this year's budget. But that said, I agree with you, not only in the fact that I don't think we should limit it to 25,000, but what I've read in the particular item, I don't support just having a lobbyist for one issue. I think the village should have a contracted annual lobbyist to help us with perhaps this issue, although I don't know how much traction a lobbyist is going to get on this issue since there's nothing before the county commission to lobby. Previously, with the linear park, we had something that was in front of the commission, and therefore the lobbying or advocacy was maybe more appropriate because it was going to be connected to an item that was going to be heard by the county commission. I would love to see as a part of this year's budget, a contracted lobbyist to represent us, not only for this, but it's this and other things to come. We'll have, we could have used somebody probably when we were working to protect the village from the RTZ. This issue, perhaps, again, I don't 100% agree in the sense that there is no item before the commission. The item has, that ship has sailed, but certainly if we're going to have somebody that is going to be focused on county issues, or I don't want to call them issues, but even if we have concerns or questions or want to have some interaction with one of our commissioners, and we have somebody that we can say, hey, can you go get the details on this, or find out when this is going to be heard so we can be present for it, I think that would be extremely helpful. So I guess my point is, I do support having a lobbyist. We could have had one this year for the county, I think it would have been helpful on a number of items, that they could have engaged with the county commission on, all the commissioners. And then, if we're going to do something like that, I'd like to see it as an annual contract that, there's can be somebody that's going to be covering all the issues over the course of the year. He's in charge.
Any further
Yes.
discussion? Mr. Cody?
Thank you, sir. I don't disagree with you. I think that we can do both, because I think the fact that we've been, so many people have reached out to us. I mean, all of those emails were addressed to Village Council, so I know that everybody got one. I don't think that by our saying to the manager, and the thing is that by directing him to use his authority, we don't have to pass a resolution and go through the process of declaring this to be an emergency or something that wasn't properly agended. But that does not mean that as we go through the budget process that we will not, and I fully support the idea that we should have somebody that we can have down there at County Hall keeping track of those things. There's an old saying that the sun never set on the British Empire because God didn't trust those bastards in the dark. And I sort of feel that way about County Hall. So I think that we should have somebody out there keeping an eye on our interests. So,
Any other discussion?
I'd like to respond. Yes, I think that we probably should step up for lobbyists to County Hall, because more and more issues are coming out of County Hall that are preempting us or doing things we definitely don't agree with. But in terms of the item that I'm presenting, I'd like to make an amendment to the motion of Councilman Cody and substitute my resolution for that, which would say that the mayor and village council of the Village of Palmetto Bay, Florida, directing the village manager to hire lobbyists to meet timely with Miami-Dade County Commissioners, the Miami-Dade County mayor, and other relevant officials to stop construction of the 87th Avenue Bridge in Palmetto Bay. And this is an urgent matter because construction is going on.
Acting Mayor Fiore.
Yes, go ahead, Mr. City Attorney.
Thank you. If the council wishes to consider Councilwoman Mattson's motion to add the resolution, it takes 3 votes to put it on the agenda and then 3 votes for it to pass.
Okay, well, thank you, Mr. City Attorney. So right now we have an amendment on the floor, as Dr. Mattson stated. Is there a second for that? There's no second, so that amendment fails. So we're back on the original motion by Mr. Cody. So is there any further discussion? Then I'll give my thoughts. Any further discussion? Okay, I would say this. I kind of agree with a lot of things that were said here, but we already have a lobbyist who's already lobbying on the Tanglewood Park issue, correct, Mr. Manager? Why can't we just leave the amount off and just piggyback on that as it pertains to this bridge item? And I'm not an expert on County Hall matters, but since the item passed there 3 years plus, we are doing our diligence litigatory wise, but if that item was to be brought back to the county commission, and correct me if I'm wrong, Mr. City Attorney, but just like here, somebody on the prevailing side would have to be lobbied to bring that item back. Is that correct?
And as to the concern about adding this assignment to the existing contract, I'll be happy to amend the contract, but if the issue is the manager's discretionary fund to $25,000, it may very well be that once I speak to Mr. Lopez and provide him with the amendment, I'm not sure how much he's going to charge. So if this passes, if this is what you want, I'll bring the contract back for an amendment with, well, I guess we can't do that because we don't have a meeting next month. I will just inform the council as to the amount of money. And if it's open-ended, then we don't need to bring it back. I'll just inform you.
Okay, any further discussion? Mayor Cunningham?
Thank you. This is a question, I guess, for the attorney or the manager, because I'm a little bit confused, or maybe even the chair. I'm a little bit confused with, we have a motion. We're not talking about this at the moment, is that right? That we're not talking about the resolution because we haven't voted on that yet. What are we able to use Councilmember Cody's motion to move forward or direct the manager up to $25,000 as a starting point, and then in September have something a little more fleshed out, thank you, fleshed out so that he'll be able to respond that he's spoken with X, this person or whomever he wants to work with, and be able to bring it back to the council and say, hey, this is what we're looking at for an annual contract.
Yes, we could do that.
That was my question. Thank you. Appreciate it.
Any further discussion? Dr. Mattson?
I'd like to address the argument that, or the idea that that the county commission has to have this item on the agenda. Not necessarily so, or it could be, for example, we now have an appeal going on with the lawsuit, so we could win that appeal, in which case then the county could come back and put it on the agenda. And then we would definitely want to have a lobbyist there working on that as well as us. But also, even despite or regardless of the lawsuit, there are other ways in government, in County Hall, of stopping a project. I mean, this project is way more expensive than it was when they first passed it under the emergency resolution. So they might not want to fund this project at the current much higher level. So in that case, that would be an administrative, a bureaucratic decision that would be under the county mayor. And that's why I included the county mayor in here. So I think it doesn't have to be on the agenda. It can just be talking to the mayor and her staff and other people who could be involved with this, who could help.
Okay, anything else from anybody? Okay, so we do have an item on the floor. I've made my comments. I would make one last comment, say that September is kind of late, so I would support Commissioner Cody's item as is, and let's get moving. Anything else? No, not seeing as there's nothing else. Could we call the roll? Could you do a roll call vote, please?
Could I make an amendment, please?
Go ahead, Dr.
Okay.
Mattson.
The amendment, my motion is to follow along with Mayor Cunningham's idea, and that is to continue, I think it was your idea, or else it was Chairman Fiore's idea, I'm sorry, to continue to fund this because we are in an urgent situation where the construction equipment is out there. $25,000 may not be enough. We should have at the discretion of the manager and then be informed by the attorney as to how much that would be.
Okay, so we have Dr. Mattson made another amendment. Is there a second to that? There's no second. Amendment fails. Okay, call the roll, please, Madam Clerk. Yes, you may find out. This was the original item by Mr. Cody. Do you want to repeat the item, Mr. Cody?
Right, that we direct the village manager to expend up to the amount of his discretionary authority to hire a lobbyist to lobby the county commission and the county mayor, the administration,